Sorry. Give me 1 second, sorry. Okay. Good morning and congratulations, class of 2026! Yes! I can't believe we finally made it to the finish line. Just 20 hours ago, I and the other higher level math students were finishing our final exam. And right now, I'm giving a speech in front of 400 people. I still can't tell which is scarier. But before I begin, I want to take a moment to give thanks. To my co-years, the great class of 2026, you have made these 2 years something I will carry for the rest of my life. Thank you for your friendship, your honesty, and everything you brought into this place. Thank you to our parents, who trusted the school with the people they love the most, who let us go so we could grow, and who supported us across every time zone and distance. Thank you to our administration, faculty, and staff. None of what we've built here would exist without your dedication. And to everyone who has poured something of themselves into making UWC what it is, thank you for giving us a world worth believing in. My notes are messed up. I still remember getting off that bus after the 2-hour drive from Albuquerque. Our week-long orientation, which shattered my idea of what an American high school was, feels like yesterday. But the thing I remember the most, overgrown hair, like literally overgrown hair. It had just been a few days since classes started, and yet it seemed that most of my co-years had grown mops on their heads, including myself. Something had to be done. So, having clippers and some very questionable experience cutting my own hair, I decided to transform our dorm's bathroom into our own barbershop. Now I have to tell you that cutting someone else's hair is completely different from cutting your own. And my Nepali best friend learned that the hard way. He volunteered his curls so I could practice. And what was supposed to be a light trim quickly turned into a military buzz cut. As a matter of fact, I see him in the crowd. Vihan, I'm sorry. And on that note, sorry to everybody whose hair I might have messed up. I didn't think I'd be apologizing on grad, but here we are. Nevertheless, people kept showing up. People kept on coming to me for haircuts. To be sure, our secluded campus meant that they didn't have many other options. And practice eventually makes perfect. I got to a point where I could finish a haircut without leaving a huge bald spot. Progress, I suppose. What surprised me most, however, wasn't just getting better at cutting hair. It was seeing who ended up in that barber stool. Students from Rwanda, Japan, Italy, they all needed haircuts. Suddenly, I had friends across every social circle, and that communal bathroom, my barbershop, became the place where our world got bigger. Today, as we reflect upon our time here at UWC, there are a few lessons that I take away from this barbering experience. Firstly, and arguably most importantly, be wary when articulating to your Lebanese mother that you've moved all the way across the world just to become a barber. Second, understand that being a barber was never truly about cutting hair. Because at the end of the day, The only reason I did become a barber was to correct that initial problem of overgrown hair. And the only reason I got better was because my friends trusted me to practice on them. Again, thank you, Vihan. Finally, the only reason I made more friends was because the barbershop put me in a room with people I never would have met otherwise. The Clippers opened the door to my community. And that's just what UWC-USA does to you. None of us arrived here knowing what we were doing. We all just stumbled into our own version of a barbershop and figured it out from there. But that process, the trying, the getting it wrong, the slowly getting it right, and the people who stayed through all of it, is what this place actually gave us. A community nobody expected. Friendships nobody planned for. And the quiet understanding that showing up for each other, even in the smallest, most unglamorous ways, is enough to build something real. We all came here not knowing what to expect. And somehow, we're all leaving knowing exactly who we want to be. And that, to my Lebanese mother's relief, has nothing to do with becoming a barber. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, it feels good.